Okay, we'll start. So, okay, Samir. So, you all know. So, myself, Hari, I'm going to assist you for the technical round one for AWS L2. Hope you're aware HR has been updated you regarding the job opening. Okay. So, I gone through your profile. I came to know that overall, no, you have around 6 years of experience. And with respect to an AWS and DevOps, right, you have around more than 3+ years of experience, right? So, their profile looks really good.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so can you please tell me about yourself and what are the technology you are working on, about your project currently and your day-to-day operations?
Yeah, Hari. So, like as you see my profile, I'm having total of 6 years of experience. But for the past 3 years, I was working on the AWS and DevOps. So mainly, like my profile is L2 profile. Like daily activities kind of will be coming on any tickets assigned to us. We'll be checking those. Uh, so like the manager will assign us though any tickets or any work, then we'll start working. So maybe it is kind of mostly we're working on the infrastructure part. So IS is the main service normally we are working. Um, so the AWS the services like EC2, VPC, IAM, S3. So all those services were used to work on. So on coming to the DevOps part, even I'm quite a good hands-on on the Ansible, Docker, little bit of Jenkins to set up the pipelines or to create a job like automatic job. Uh, so although and even to like creating one template like in infrastructure code, right? So that to create a without even manually creating the AWS services, we'll be creating through Terraform or a cloud Terraforms. So when Terraform and Ansible also I am having a little bit of experience. So for the configuration management, we are using the Ansible in our project. So those are the areas I'm currently working.
Okay, thank you, Samir, for sharing some information about you. So we'll start from AWS as first. After that, no, I'll take you to DevOps. We'll check. Okay. First, when come to AWS, right? Can you tell me what is your day-to-day activity? You will get it from IAM service. Only specific to an IAM. What kind of activity? What kind of tickets you will receive?
Okay, so coming to IAM, so maybe we'll be get a ticket to create bunch of servers. Like there are some like 4 to 5 new people boarded for the development team. So for them, we used to create the users like that IAM users we need to create for them to work with the AWS service. So for them, normally we used to create the users. So that's the one part of task. So any like testing or admin team is there. If so, from the admin team, we'll be creating some admin uh, users with some roles we'll be providing depending upon the requirement.
All right, perfect. Then I'll ask you some questions. So tell me, have you ever created
Yeah.
IAM custom policy in your project?
Yes. Even I create custom policies.
Okay, can you
So in
explain
this
what is
policy,
the requirement? What made you to create a custom policy?
yeah, the requirement was like all the admin team. So they're only going to work on the servers. So they need the server access as to work on it. So for them, like when so I created a role with the custom policy like only allow S3 full access. Sorry, EC2 full access. So only EC2 servers they could create. So other things we couldn't given it. So they could have worked on the EC2 servers in the AWS. So for that, I created uh,
Okay, Samir,
one
there is a clarification I need in here. So because in terms
yes.
of accessing EC to all the server, AWS already provided there is a policy template, which means easy to full access. If you map that permission to any user, by default they will get the server access. I'm asking, have you ever created custom IAM policy? What scenario it is? Custom IAM policy. Have you ever created custom IAM policy?
Mm, yeah, it's a I like JSON template, JSON policy where we can give
Exactly.
the what are services.
Yeah,
Yeah,
JSON
yes, Hari.
policy. What purpose you created a JSON policy? What is the requirement which made you to create a custom JSON IAM policy?
Okay, so main policies mainly suppose a particular, so some particular services, maybe it is needed to multiple users. So we'll create a custom policy, then we'll add to the any group of users, so that it will allow to at a time allow to all the users.
Okay, that's
Is
I
that so?
understood. My question is, why you created custom policy? What is the requirement from the client which made you to create a policy? You created a policy, right? What it will do? What custom activity it is doing? The policy.
Okay, that it will allow or deny some rules, right? The custom policy. Maybe the client wants like some specific. Okay, maybe I'm not getting
Okay,
it
fine,
clear.
fine. We can skip that question. We'll move on. With respect to an EC2,
Okay,
right? I'll ask
I'll
you
just
some
note it.
question. So we have a two account
Okay.
in my project. Assume that we have a two account in my project. First AWS account production. Second AWS account is your sandbox. Okay. So I have some
Okay.
server, okay, which is running in production account, EC2 instance, which is running in production account. I wanted to migrate the server from production to sandbox account. So how we will do that?
Okay, so I'll actually create that. So what the production aim? I mean, production sandbox, right?
Yes,
So
correct.
I'll the copy that aim. Yeah, the copy that army. That army. I'll just take a snapshot of that army. Uh, uh, then I'll copy from that army to any reported need uh, sandbox region. I'll copy it. So in that region, so from that snapshot. Sorry, I'll copy image, not the snapshot. Snapshot is the for volume. So I'll create an image and I'll copy this image to the another region, which is my sandbox environment. So in the sandbox environment, from that image, then I'll make that servers, EC2
Okay.
instances.
Okay, perfect. So tell me something. I have some requirement in VPC. Okay. So first of all, in my environment, right, from the production account, I'm having on VPC. In my sandbox account, I have another VPC. My client is very much interested to make the connection between production account to sandbox account. So how can we do it in network level?
So there is option of VPC peering. So with that, with VPC peering, we can do peer to VPC production and sandbox.
Okay, VPC peering, does it support multi-account peering? It will allow you to do between two different accounts.
Yeah. Now it's allowing. Previously, it was not allowed to be peer peering, but now it's the cross account level also it's allowing VPC peering.
Okay, right. So then tell me something. I have a requirement for my client. Okay, they in the same environment, they are planning to stop public access to my EC2 instances because those are DB server, database server. So according to AWS best practices, right, they want to deny the public access to my database server. But for doing patching activities or doing some internal update, we need inside the server, we need internet connection. Is there any way to provide such
Yeah.
functionality?
So we can access through AWS like services. So for that, we need first we need to create two subnets. So one is the public, one is the private subnet. So in the private subnet, we'll be putting out the database servers. So and in the public subnet, we'll be creating one NAT gateway. So with the NAT gateway, then we'll make a connection from the route table. The connection will make it from the private instruction to the NAT gateway. Then the NAT gateway will have the connection to the internet gateway. Then in that way, when it doesn't have the public access, but the security patches, everything can do it. Like we can install it.
Okay.
So through NAT gateway and through NAT instances also we can do it. So both the ways we can do.
All right. All right. All right. So tell me something. I have a S3 bucket with me. Okay. In that S3 bucket, right, every 30 days once, I need to move my data from S3 standard to Glacier. Is there any efficient and simple way available?
Yeah, we can create an bucket like policy lifecycle rules. We can create it. So that will attach it, so that every in that life schedule, it will every 30 days it will be moving some, like what are the target we have the client is required. So with that we can move it. So like from standard to infrequent access or standard to glacier, that we can do.
Okay. Okay. Tell me something. When I have a Lambda, have you ever worked with Lambda?
Yes, even
Okay. Okay.
like some requirement came with on that.
All right. All right. So tell me something. What is the recent requirement you got in Lambda? What automation you have done using Lambda? Can you explain the scenario?
Okay. So the current recent scenario you got, like since production there are a lot of hundred of servers are running. So so all the servers are not getting good amount of traffic. Even some servers are sitting idle for a long time, so which is getting chargeable. So client the requirement came like they need to track the servers, and which are not the CPU utilization is very less. Then we need to terminate the servers in the like weekends. So it came like there it's charging more. So in the weekends, all the development servers, we need to stop it. So only production server it should be running, and development servers we should be stopping it. So for that, we created an script with Lambda, and we created a function so that it will be we wrote a cron job. So with the cron job, so it will be stopping on the servers in the weekends, like that particular time interval we've given it.
Okay. All right. All right.
So for that, we wrote a function in Boto 3 with the Python script. Then we put it in the Lambda function, and then we created that with a cron job. In the CloudWatch event tool, we created a cron job. So with that, then we associated the CloudWatch trigger, event trigger. So that is the part we have worked on the Lambda.
Okay. Fine. Fine. That's great. So just come back to our auto scaling. Okay. So my client asking me to set up some setup with high availability. Okay. So of course, as we are a technical person, we know that have to be addressed through auto scaling. So what are the pre-requirement as a questions you will ask it to your client in terms of setting up an auto scaling? What are the information you will collect it from your client before go for deployment?
Okay, so for the auto scaling, we need a what is the launch configuration. So for details, we'll ask the client like what are the AMI there, what is the golden AMI they need, what are the security group, what are the ports it will allow, and what type of volumes you need, EBS volumes, the key pairs. So what are the instance type they need. So all the details we'll be asking for the client. So once we got the detail, so we'll create the launch configuration. We'll be creating with those details. Then also in the to create an auto scaling group, also we need to ask like what are the minimum instances they need to make the high availability. What are the maximum number of instances also they're needing it, so that if in case of any failure happen, so or any peak time, how many instances they can afford it. Okay. So those kind of instances, those kind of requirements will be asking the client.
Okay. See, I have one requirement from our client. Okay, in my project, right, they are standardly using only 2 regions. You know, right, AWS having around 15-20 regions available with AWS. So, but my client, right, they are strictly into like they will use only 2 regions. One is Singapore region, another one is Mumbai region. We have to restrict all our account, saying clients know any of our user, even though they are having full access, they are not supposed to create any resources on other region apart from these 2 regions. So what is the best way you will get it this activity to done?
Okay, so yeah, this is actually I got a doubt on this. Maybe we'll be
Okay,
achieving
fine.
through his
That's fine. That's fine.
IAM role.
All right, no issues. You can leave that question. So can you tell me something, when you have around the 10, 20 AWS accounts, so it will be really difficult for us to manage the billing in each and every account, right? So is there any optimized way
Yeah, yeah.
available when we have a bulk number of accounts?
Yeah, we have AWS as a service, AWS organizations. With the help of organizations, so we can consolidate all multiple accounts to a single account and single billing. So that we can achieve it to AWS organizations.
What else is possible from AWS organizations?
So yeah, I think this regions access also we can do, but I didn't try that. That also achieve. And suppose some resistance also, any particular user what resistance they have, even having the root access. Also, we can block some other accesses too. So we will create a SCM policy. So with that policy also we can restrict the access
Okay. In
users
your
like
project, what kind
some
of
policy.
SCM policy you have?
Okay, maybe I couldn't remember it. So it's a long back. I have worked on that one time only. So I could
Okay.
have.
Okay. Fine. Can you tell me, like, you have EC2 instance? Okay.
Yeah.
So in your project, so what types of instance types you are majorly using? Instance type. What are the different instance type you are using majorly in your project?
Okay, so mostly T2 T2, then M4 M types and T types. So compute and memory optimized instances. And so those are
Okay.
mostly we're using.
So assume it's something.
M4 types.
Yeah, assume it's something. You have a T2 micro instances running in your environment. Your client coming and they are asking you to upgrade the instance type. They wanted to upgrade the configuration. How we will do? For upgrading, does it require any downtime?
Yes, for upgrading also it's required downtime.
Okay, how we will do that? Instance upgradation.
Yeah, there is options. Okay, I forgot. Let me remind it.
Okay, fine then.
Yeah,
Can
I forget
we
it.
move on to DevOps? Okay, I'll start with some of the questions. So, what are the DevOps tools you are familiar with?
Yeah, actually, I'm not quite comfortable with DevOps, but still, but if you want to ask many able questions, then I can go to DevOps. With DevOps, I'm
Okay,
having
fine
little
then.
less of
Okay,
experience.
fine. We'll do one thing. So I have done with my part. Okay, so I'll convey the feedback to the HR. Okay, they will be reverting you.
Yeah, okay. DevOps, like if you are continuing, like some of the tools, you can ask like Ansible or Terraform, those
Okay.
two. So I do very minimal experience of the things. So you can
Okay, fine. Then I'll go with
Docker, Terraform, and
Terraform.
Ansible. These three DevOps. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take you into some Terraform questions. So see, I have a requirement from our client. The requirement says, right, I need to first, client requirement is I need to create one VPC, two subnets, one internet gateway, and after creating this network setup, I have to create a load balancer, and another, after creating VPC and load balancer, I need to create my auto scaling. Okay, the auto scaling instances automatically have to come in the backend instance of this load balancer. For that, I need to write a Terraform script. So how we will start write your modules and how we will start write your script in Terraform.
Okay, the last part I didn't get it. We need to create a VPC subnets, and after that, what we do? Backend
Auto
something you
scaling.
told that.
First setup is
Yeah.
VPC. Second setup is load balancer. Third one is auto scaling. When you create auto scaling, it will start run your application. Sorry, servers, right? Instances, right? The instances automatically should be part of your load balancer.
Okay.
So how we will
Okay.
start write
So
your script?
yeah. So to write the Terraform, first we need to give that what kind of what is the provider we are using it. So since it's AWS, so in the provider will giving as AWS, and in which region we are going to write regions also. Regions will giving it, and the access key and secret key that we have to provide it, so that it will Terraform will consider that we are going to use the AWS resources with the access key and secret ID. So then in the resources section, so we'll be giving what are the resources. Suppose a VPC, then I'll give that AWS underscore VPC, then any VPC name. Similarly, if I'm creating subnets also, a resource, AWS subnet, and we'll give what subnet name I'm going to create and what are the VPC I'm going to create it. So all the details and what are the details I need. So in that resource sections, I'll be providing all the details. So then we have to run the 4 commands. Like first, I will to run the Terraform init command to initialize the Terraform environment. Then once I create the resource file, in the one file, in BI command, I'll be putting all the resources. Okay, provided my resources. So then the Terraform, once I've run that Terraform init, then I'll be running the Terraform plan. So Terraform plan will be showing it whether resources are created or not. So I'll see that any errors came or what are the resources created. So once the plan, if I saw in the plan, then I'll give the Terraform apply. So so it is used to the commit changes. So all the what are the services are given. So like that way, I'll be creating the
Okay.
Terraform.
What are the things you will make it as variabilized in this setup?
Yeah, so mainly variables like that access key and secret key that I'll make it variabilized, and that the VPC. So because anything I'm multiple times I'm going to use, I give the variabilized and the mainly secret key access key. Why? Because it should not be showing in the code. So even AWS they're tracking it, so I should not be showing that. So in that variable section, I'll be using the access key and secret ID as well as the VPC name. So that so when I'm creating a subnet or route table, so I can use that VPC and VPCs.
Okay, fine. Okay, Samir, and thanks for your time. Okay, so I'm done with my part. I'll update that feedback to you. Okay, thank you.
Okay.